Stampin' friends, welcome to the Joyous Stamping with Rachel. I'm Rachel Coon and it's our Wednesday's kit class. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make 4 cards using the Sweet Little Valentines Cards and More pack from Stampin' Up. I'm going to whole lot of flip and we'll get started. Alright, let me just tighten this all up for us so you can see everything great. Be sure to say hi. I love to see when you guys are here. Looks like Phyllis is here. Hi Phyllis, glad you're here. Hopefully you guys can see everything. We'll just move it right there. Alright, so for those who are new to my videos, I like to do Wednesday's kit classes on Wednesday, where I show you new cards of how to make them, and I provide a kit for you of all of the paper products that I use for this when you spend $35 at my online store using the hostess code of the month. I'll have that link available with this video after we're done, but be sure to order that by Friday in order to get this kit for free. And I love to give suggested items as well, things that would go great with this kit to help you finish it. So let me show you some of the items that I use, and that way you know what to look for. Today I used 2 stamp sets. One of them is the Meant to Be stamp set, and I've used the Happy Valentine's Day from this one, and also this cute little heart right there. And the same to the best friend a girl could ever ask for. I also added this new one that has the hearts and kisses, and I love the saying right here, Happy Valentine's Day. You can use any of those or whatever, honestly, you have, Valentine's-y wise, because this set is so flexible, and that's one of my favorite things about it. This is called the Sweet Little Valentines Cards and More, and it's a pack of 10 note cards with envelopes. And they're amazing. It has that gold inner lining to them, and it has it where these pieces are interchangeable, and you can attach them to their card bases any way that you want and design however you want to do it. So I'm going to show you 2 simple ones and then 2 fancy ones using the Gilded, let me see, make sure I say it right, the Gilded leafing, which is an awesome new product from Stampin' Up. Alright, let me show you our simple ones first. This is meant to be a quick and easy Valentine's cards to make. So you have a lot that you need to make, or if you're short on time, this is a great resource to have. All I've really done is attach these to the bases and embellish just a little bit, because these ones come with sayings already. So you didn't even need a stamp set for these ones. Let me go ahead and show you how I made these ones. I also want to show you a tip because these ones are note card size. So they're a little bit smaller than our average card. And so if you wanted to, what you could do is cut your card base at the score line in half. And then you can make this into 2 regular size cards. Let me show you an example of that real quick. So here's a regular card base. You see the size difference there from the note card to a regular size. And then what you could do is just use that piece that I've cut off from the back, and then you would just attach it on there, and you would have a full-size card. And you even would get twice the amount of cards, so you'd get 20 cards if you did it this way. And if you needed to, I would then suggest having some extra embellishment. So this is I'll grab the other side. Let's see. Here we go. So here's the other side of that card base. I would use that, and then I would add a cute little heart to it. And that would make it last longer and double the amount of cards you make. All right, we set those aside, and then let's show you how to make these really simple ones. So first you just need to choose what kind of base you want to use, and if you want to use it so this is the front or that's the front. I like these more busy and that for the back, but you can choose however you want. And then you want to take 2 of your little notes sizes, and they're going to be the same on the back and the front. So we're going to have these 2 right here, and if I flip them, you'll see our other choices. So there's 4 different designs. We're going to grab our dimensionals and put them on all the backs of the ones that we're doing. And I would suggest at least 6 of these. Oh, good. Phyllis said she just got that stamp set. It's a cute one. I'm excited to see the things that she makes with it. All right, we'll take off our backings, and then you just need to choose which base you want this to be on. My original one, let's see, what did I do for that one? So for this one, I use this base, so I'm going to switch it up and put it on this one this time. So I'm just going to use the dimensionals and lay it on there like that, and that just gives it so you pop it up. If you didn't have dimensionals, you could really just glue it on there. I think that dimensional just gives it a little bit extra and is a simple, easy way to do it. All right, so this one, we have to turn it this way and just attach it with those dimensionals. Looking good so far. And then we're going to add just a little Artistry Blooms adhesive back sequins. Sorry, so you can see that. These are some awesome sequins that I would suggest you get to help you order $35 worth if you want this kit for free. These colors coincide so well with this one. We have our pinks, a little bit of these oranges, and of course that light blue, which looks awesome. This is actually Coastal Cabana. There you go. And then this is Pool Party. And so they're very similar. One's a little lighter and darker. All right, so we're just going to add one little, and Harry has the adhesive on the back, and that one could be totally done. If you want to, you could add some linen thread to it to make it look a little bit more fancy. But in all honesty, this would be completely done, and someone would know that you love them. Love that one. Super easy. This one, I did go ahead and I grabbed my linen thread. I'm just going to make a quick little bow. This is my favorite go-to embellishments, and it's great because it lasts for a long time, and you can make different sizes with it, and it matches with almost everything because of that very neutral color of the linen thread. So we'll just make a little bow, and then we'll grab our glue dots. Right here. We'll put our knot to our dot, pinch it, and attach it right here to this corner, just like that. You could also use gold embellishments with these cards because they would match so well. The cards have a lot of gold accents in it. You kind of see on that border there, and some of that embossing there. All right, let's grab some of these sequins, and then we'll just add a couple, and then this one will be done as well. Super easy and fast, right? Loving it. You are loved. Who doesn't want that one? The great thing about these two is that they are not specific just to Valentine's Day. So you can use this for an anniversary or just to send to someone that needs to be picked up and a little bit more love. Let me grab my bone folder if I haven't lost it. Oh, there we go. And just get that back side. Okay. Super awesome. I love that one too. Again, really simple. Okay, you guys ready? We're going to get a little bit messy now. We're going to do some stamping, and also we're going to do some of the leaf gilding, which is a newer item for me and that I hadn't used before. So I'm super excited to share that with you. All right, first let's do some stamping. We're going to make these 2 cards using that same concept of attaching that little piece of note to the note card and that scalloped one, and then we'll do some stamping and some embellishing. Set those to the side. Let's go ahead and stamp on our heart first. I've used our punches to make this awesome heart today, and I used the Pool Party, and I'm going to stamp it using the Calypso Coral ink. That's one of the colors of the color scheme from here, and so that's why I chose that one, because I thought it would match really well. So just ink it up and stamp it on there. Awesome. Turned out great. While we have this out, let me go ahead and stamp our other part too. So I have made a little label using our Tasteful Label dies in that same color of the pool party. And I'm going to put to the best friend a girl could ever ask for. And that same inking right there in the center. Looks great. While we have that out, I'm going to take that card base. I'm going to use this one again. And I'm going to just flip it over. And I'm going to stamp in our Happy Valentine's Day inside of this one. Just like that. Perfect. Okay. Now, all of our stamping is mostly done. I have one more thing we need to stamp. And what I've done is I've used this little part here, and I'm going to stamp some hearts just to add a little bit. So if you didn't have these labels, this would be an awesome way also to finish this card, would just be to stamp some extra hearts onto these double hearts. I'm going to try to make it a little bit higher so you might be able to see some of them. Just kind of like that. Super simple. All right. We'll close that up. I think that's all of our inking. Okay. So we're going to get a little bit messy and a little bit loud in here for this next part. Let me show you what you'll need. You'll need to have at least a sponge or a paintbrush, a clean one, for this leaf, this golded leafing we're using, or it's called gilded leafing, but it's gold looking, so we can call it that. You're also going to use the heat and stick powder, and we will need also Versamark, which is our clear ink. I like to use tweezers. These are some of my favorite. They're great because they can hold on to things when I'm getting them hot, and has an easy open and close with just a pinch. Those I think I found out of just a local hobby store. All right, then you're going to use your gilded leafing, and if I were to open this, maybe I will. Let me show you. This is a tiny jar. It looks pretty small. It's not too big, but it has so much inside, and when I open it, it almost like it's going to, you know, like those peanuts cans that you prank someone with, and you open up and things come springing out, and that's kind of like what it's like. So it's so full and fluffy and light. Can you see that? And so I try to keep it contained a little bit. So I put it into a whole nother container for me to use a little bit easier, and I will dump more in there as needed. But warning, this will cause a mess. Not a messy mess, but it will get everywhere if you're not careful. So keep that in mind. So make sure your workspace is ready. Okay. So what we're going to do, there's a couple different ways of doing this. You can either stamp onto a piece and add these with Versamark, and then use the leafing on top of it, and it makes these beautiful textured pieces. So you can see that okay. Or you can use the ink and just rub it on there and then attach the leafing, and that's the way we're going to do it today. The other fun way to use this is to use tear tape. You can see, let me see, we can zoom in. Let's get that one close enough so you can see. So what I've done is I've just attached tear tape here, and instead of using the heat and stick powder, I've used that to attach it and then just brushed it off. And what was left behind are these cool little strips. There we go. You can see that a little bit better. How fun is that, right? So a couple different methods. I even saw someone use a paintbrush and the Versamark refill, and she painted on her paper that way. So it created like this great looking paintbrush strokes. Super fun. All right, you guys ready? So this part isn't too bad. Let me go ahead and grab what I like to use is a loose piece of paper underneath it that I've just a printer paper that I folded in half. It has a little crease in there. We're going to use our Versamark, and what we're going to do is just put a little bit, just to rub it on each edge, just like that. I don't want to cover up my words, so I'm be very careful not to cover it. Just kind of ink, kind of press against there, like that. Then, fairly quickly after we do that, we need to make sure we put our stickiness. I feel like this one's missing some. I'm going to add a little bit more to my heart. Make sure we get enough on here. The Versamark does stay wet longer than most inks, but you still want to make sure you're going fast enough to get it to attach. After we get this part on, you have a lot more wiggle room. So let's get this, and I just put it over and tap it over and get off the excess like that, just by tapping it. This could sit for a little bit now, and I wouldn't be too rushed. So this one we're going to go ahead and coat it. It's going to look like kind of like snow as you coat those spots that we've just used the Versamark on, just like that. We can give it a light blow. If you have an embossing buddy, you could have used that to go over the top before we got to this step. I'm going to go ahead and remove these, and I'm going to put my powder back in so that we don't blow it around everywhere. Our next step is going to be our heating tool. Stampin' Up! Has a great one that has 2 settings on it. So you have it a slower setting or a faster setting. Let's go ahead and grab our tweezers, and we're going to do this part. We'll have to do a little bit faster. I'm going to make sure my gold leafing's ready to go, but I don't want to blow it around. So I'm going to grab my tweezers right here, and all we want to do is to melt this. Let me get it close enough maybe so you can see it. There we go. See how it looks kind of like snow right now? We just wanted to get it to be shiny. If you put it on there for too long, it will no longer have a sticking capabilities. So don't overheat your heat and stick powder. Let me show you how fast it goes. It's going to get a little bit loud, but hang in there. You can watch it change. There we go. See how it's melting right there. And we'll melt it on this side. Just like that, just until it's shiny. And then we're going to stick it into our pot right here. And I'm just going to press it down. Just like that. And I'll look at it, and it's going to look crazy. Can you see that? Isn't that the craziest looking thing ever? Don't worry. It's all part of the plan. Well, let it sit right there. Well, I grab my sponge out. Like I said, some people like to use sponges or paintbrushes at this point. But what we need to do now is try to get off some of this excess leafing. So I'm just going to press it down. I use my sponge, and I just put it right back into that container. Everything that's on top of there, I can reuse in just a second for the next part. So let me go ahead and get this one off. There we go. Oh, that's looking so pretty and so much fun texture. So you could just do like regular gold embossing on here, and that would look pretty awesome as well. Like, I love embossing, but the texture, let me see if I can get that to focus for you guys, that this leafing brings is amazing. So much texture and just an extra little detail. All right, let me go ahead and set that one aside, and we'll get ready for the next one, our heart. Grab my tweezers, and we're going to melt that heat and stick powder again, just like that. And you want to kind of rotate your heating tool, so it's just not in one spot. There we go. Nice and shiny, not too much. Next side. Let's get this tip here. Okay. Looks nice and sticky to me. I'm going to go ahead and put it back in here. I just kind of dip it down. I have a spoon out because some people like to use a spoon, and they will shovel up theirs and put it on top of their stuff. I haven't used a spoon too much because this is very static clingy, but if you did, you could even store it in your container with you. And this container is just a leftover, your lunch meat you get. That's all this one is. I've seen people using a lot bigger ones so they could put their whole paper in there a little bit more, but I am totally content with this just little guy right here for the sake of space. Oh my goodness. Look how pretty this is. Get that? This one looks like I could maybe add a little bit more. Let me see if I have any more stick to it left. And I can just add it again. This time I'm going to press it down with my finger like that. And then we'll just have it come down. Oh my goodness, that is looking amazing. Okay, there we go. What do you guys think? Pretty, right? I love that. All right, let me go ahead and put away this messiness real quick. I keep my sponge in a bag, and this is just one of the things. I think this was what the embossing powder bag is what this one came from. But any little baggie, keep that safe. And then we're going to cover this back up. And the next time I use it, I'll just refill it some more. I know, Phyllis said that's way cool. It is so cool. All right, let's go ahead and finish these cards off now that we have had that leafing on there. And we'll do this one first. Let's grab our card base. Let's do this guy again. Again, dimensionals on the back. Like that. Let me move that. There we go. That creates a shadow sometimes, and I want you guys to be able to see clearly what I'm doing. All right, take off our backings, flip this part over, and then let's go ahead and add dimensionals to the back of this one. And I'm going to put at least 3 on here, like that. And put it right about there so you can kind of see my heart that I made earlier that we stamped on. And then we do need to make another linen thread bow. Really easy. I do bunny ears for this kind of linen thread. And then I just pull it through. I keep it on my spool. And look, I want to show you how ugly that looks real quick. That is a very ugly bow. And that's typical of when I make bows in general. They don't come out very pretty. But you just play with it a little bit. Show it some love. And you can make it into what it's supposed to be. And we'll snip that one off. Grab our glue dots. Put our knot to the dot. So these ones are very similar to the ones we just made, but just we were embellishing a little bit more and doing an extra technique. And then we want those sequins. All right, let's put some down here. I'll do 2 there, and we'll put 1 more up here in this heart corner. So cute. Didn't that turn out really pretty? I love that fun gold accent that created. Okay. We'll put that aside and we'll finish this one. This one's also that same idea. Let's grab our card base and our piece of scallop note card. I love these holes, the stitched look to it, and the scalloped edge. It's really pretty. Kind of makes it dainty and girly, but because we have this pool party in here, I feel like it's not too crazy. Like it's just the right amount of girl. Because a lot of times, guess who I give Valentine's Day cards to? My husband or my boys, and so they don't want something to be completely girly. So this pool party really makes that a nice accent color. Okay, so that one's on there. We have our heart that I've punched out and stamped, and that I've used my gold leafing. And now what we're going to add is some ribbon to the back of it. I have pool party sheer ribbon, and I just put a little bit of the seal on the back just to help me catch it in the beginning. And then we're use dimensionals to help keep it down. And I have this beautiful ribbon that matches that pool party, and it's sheer. And what we're going to do is kind of make a fake bow almost. So we're going to make a loop there and a loop to this side, and then gather in the middle like that. And then we're going to attach it to the back of our heart. And depending if you want your ends, I usually have my ends going opposite ways. So one on this side and one on this side. If you want to make it more like a fake bow, you just put one down instead of up, so that they would both be down. And then we're going to grab our dimensionals, and that will help us keep this ribbon down, and also we'll make our heart pop up. It's looking great. And that was probably about 10 inches maybe of that ribbon. That would be included in the kit that I would send you to finish these. And then we just go ahead and put that right there. Oh my goodness, I'm loving it already. With this ribbon, what I like to do afterwards is just go ahead and trim it. We'll go just like that and give it a nice edge. That one looks not too bad. We'll trim it too though. Beautiful. And lastly, let's add those sequins that we've been using for the rest of the cards. This would be a great set to even give away if you knew someone that needed cards to make them looking similar but not completely the same. With these fun touches. Oh my goodness. So cute. Look at that. Ooh, beautiful, beautiful. Simple, but pretty. All right, so real quick before I let you go, I did want to show you how this coordinated really well with a cute little paper pumpkin add-on. This little cute snail is even that same pool party and that light pink colors. So this would be a great little gift to give along with your cute little card. And inside, of course, you could put candies. I have little fake strawberry chocolates that are chocolate strawberry filled, but you could put in whatever you wanted in these cute little boxes. And this is a paper pumpkin add-on, which is a added perk when you're a paper pumpkin subscriber. All right, you guys, I hope you had so much fun learning all these cards and seeing how to use that leafing and then just how to make some simple cards fast for Valentine's Day. Thank you so much for joining me or watching this live. Have a great week, you guys. Happy stamping, everyone. Goodbye.